This is very scary. Done. And here we go.
Very scary.
Oh, I better mute that. Looks like it's working to me. Looking good. All right. And we are live.
Welcome to Bourbon.
Oh my gosh.
We need to do a link to that.
We can do that. Well, it's 8:31 and nobody's joined, so probably best to just shut it down.
Yeah, I'm done. I've said everything I want to
say. there's nothing left to say.
Who first became president of France in 1995?
President of France?
Yeah.
That's not Macron?
No.
The macaroon guy? No.
1995. Come on, man.
I'm not as old as you are.
Yeah, no.
1995. Sarkozy. No, that was before him.
Too late. All right, so it's Jacques Chirac. Come on, man.
Chirac?
Chirac. I remember Jacques Chirac. Good. Maybe you are too young.
I don't remember.
So the this tropical fruit thing that's going on, man.
Well, we have to talk about that.
Yeah, it's really troubling me. I think I could be convinced that it's correct.
Well, see, this is where the whole pie thing just starts to erode certain people's minds, I think, because everything is through the lens of the pie.
I don't know if that's true.
And
if you think about it, though,
because you would not put a tropical fruit in a pie, most likely.
I don't know. I think you could do a pie. I think you could do a pineapple pie.
A what? A what about?
A pineapple pie.
Pineapple pie?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know about pie though. Like the pineapple bake that we make with Thanksgiving dinner is good, but it's not a crust. It's got it's a bread topping.
Almost like a bread pudding?
Sort of, but it just goes on top. It doesn't go in it.
I like a pineapple.
I just don't know how crust would go with the pineapple.
I think
there's a lot of butter in it, so.
Yeah, I don't think it would detract enough to make much of a difference. I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, I can be convinced pretty well that tropical fruits like pomegranate I hate.
You hate it because you have to eat each little kernel?
Where there's that. Like, it becomes a textural problem right off the...
a textural problem.
So you have that. But then on top of it, the sweetness of a pomegranate is like a stevia or not stevia. What's the other one?
Is that not where they get stevia from?
Is it really?
I'm making everything up.
I know. Stevia is a plant, so I know that you get it from that. But the flavor's like identical. It's cloying. It's super sweet when it shouldn't be. Almost like a sugar alcohol kind of a deal. So I totally get that. Pomegranate's off. Mango is good in stuff, but as a standalone fruit, it doesn't do anything for me.
What is going on? What is happening?
I don't know.
Stand by.
You look very concerned.
Oh, I'm not. So, it's National Sandwich Day.
No,
That's why I'm dressed up.
I'm not done with the tropical fruit discussion. Give me a good tropical fruit that's worth my time.
Mango.
I just said it's okay and stuff, but as a fruit itself, it's not great.
Why? Because you're lazy. You're
No,
lazy on fruit. This is the problem.
it's stringy and it's just not wonderful.
You haven't had a good mango. You've obviously never had a mango in
Yeah,
India.
whatever. That's all you got though? Mango.
Mango. We said pineapple. That's a good tropical fruit. Passion fruit is good. Are you saying just to eat by itself?
Yes, just eat by itself.
Yeah, I would eat mango by itself.
Not me so much. I think it's hard to have a perfectly ripened mango.
Here it is, yes, because they have to spray them before they ship them halfway around the world.
Mm-hmm. I don't mind like papayas are garbage.
No, good papaya is good. I think it's all that you can't, since they come from far away. Getting them here exactly when they're ripe is very difficult.
Yeah, but so what's the point wasting the time on them here?
Wasting time on where?
On any of these tropical fruits. I'm going to buy 14 of them so that 3 of them are they're.
Well, you don't have to eat everything fresh, right? You can use it in other stuff. You're just saying, he said they're garbage in general, or they're the lesser. I don't know why they're lesser. They're just lesser here, maybe.
No, I think they are lesser. I just don't think the flavors are as good. A good pear or a good apple, but you don't even like apples, so who am I talking to?
I don't love the texture.
It becomes a textural issue for you.
It's a textural issue, yeah. I heard that somewhere. All right, now I'm being told by one of our producers that I need to turn something off, but I'm not getting any feedback. Now, it's like they yelled out something like your children do, and then left the room and expected you to figure it out.
Isn't that how producers work?
Apparently. We're just trying to keep up with some other podcasts that have producers. And I just want to say that so far, the experience without a producer is better than with one.
Yes. Yes, I agree with that. I do kind of hear a little buzz.
A buzz?
Yes. Oh, you know what it is? It's probably your air.
It's your air conditioner.
My air conditioner's not on. My refrigerator's on.
Maybe that.
Would you like me to tune my mic down a little bit? A little too hot? Is that better?
That is better.
Okay. Now, still no answer from the producers.
Fair vocalist.
Did we finish the tropical fruit?
No, I'm not done.
Oh my gosh.
What are the little yellow fruits that you? Oh, is that is a kumquat? That's tropical, right?
I don't know that I've ever had a kumquat.
How about guava? Guava's tropical.
Guava can be good. It's
I love guava.
It's borderline though. It's like it's either good or it tastes like it went really bad.
Yeah. So, okay. So, for the standard fruits like apples, like you can eat an apple a little early and it's fine, and you can eat it right at its peak and it's fine. But apples they get that pithiness to them. You know, where they like you bite into them and it's like biting into foam.
Yeah, that's why I don't like. They taste like that all the time.
No,
it's a textural problem.
Yeah, you have problems. But what I wonder is, I think I could still be convinced in that the period for ripeness seems to be much shorter with everything else.
Everything, or everything tropical?
Tropical, that's what I mean.
Again, you're comparing stuff.
I understand it's coming halfway around the world. I get that. I don't disagree, but
your problem is that you live in the modern age where you can have everything right away, and this has obviously contributed to your hatred for tropical fruits.
I did not say I have a hatred.
I,
I could be
sounds like
convinced
you're leaning
of
that
them
way.
as lesser if that window is indeed smaller.
They're lesser because
If the window of ripeness is smaller, then yes.
the window of ripeness is smaller for you.
I think in general. I mean, we can get bananas, right? And we can get bananas before they're ripe, and it's not really that big of a deal to hit them when they're ripe. But literally, everyone has a different perspective on it. But it seems like for everyone, 2 days is the max amount of ripeness for a banana.
2 days, like after you get it from the store.
No, no, no. There's just this 2 day period of it being at its ripe peak.
No, I think that's depends on where you get them because sometimes they spray the crap out of them and they take like a week to ripen.
No, no, no. I'm not saying how long it takes to ripen. I'm saying how long it stays at optimal ripeness.
Oh, about 4 seconds, I think.
So you think it's even worse than I do?
It's worse, yeah. You're waiting for the spray to wear off, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's ripe. I'm gonna make a sandwich, and you go to get the peanut butter, and you come back and it's black. Guess we're making bread out of those.
So we
What
should
we
only
need,
eat
we
tropical
need a
fruits
watcher.
when we're in tropical places.
What's that?
We should only eat tropical fruits when we're in tropical places.
Well, yeah,
this is
you're
what
not
I'm
gonna get
thinking.
you're not gonna get any apples when you're in the tropical places.
That's not what I said.
Hear what I'm saying. I have no idea what you're saying.
I'm saying tropical non-sprayed tropical fruits probably age much better than what we end up with. And as a result,
Probably not because it's hot in the tropics, so they probably rot just as fast.
okay, then they are inferior. I'm with them. You've convinced me in your
No,
arguments for this thing. You have convinced me that
no, it's wrong.
that's a correct take.
It's wrong.
It's
They're
not.
not inferior. I really think this is because of your pie worldview
It has nothing to do
and
with that.
your Amerocentric.
No, I'm talking about eating the fruit for itself, by itself. Nothing else added, nothing taken away.
This sounds like we need to do some experimentation.
That's fine.
I think I'm going to take a note here because this requires more research. We need an America versus the world of fruits.
As it ever is.
Same as it ever was. How apropos. All right. Are we done with tropical fruits now?
I guess so. Until we get further experimentation, yeah, I guess we have to.
Or unless we get Forrest to join, and then...
Oh, we can revisit. But for right now, I think it's probably plausible that
I'm not conceding
tropical fruits
plausibility.
are inferior.
No, I will not concede that. Sorry.
You don't have to.
Now,
I make the rules here.
what I want to talk about,
Oh, boy.
it's National Sandwich Day.
Nonsense. That's what I would say to you.
What, that it's National Sandwich Day?
That doesn't
That
rate,
is...
it doesn't rate nonsense.
What doesn't? National Sandwich
What did
Day?
you just say? All these stupid national days. See, I'm going a totally different way than you want to go with it. But every time somebody says it's X day, whatever X may be, it just makes me want to vomit, frankly. Because there's a million of them and none of them mean anything.
Today is a very meaningful day.
It's ring-tailed lemur day. So what are we supposed to do? Fry
We
one
might
up
have a
later?
map for that to pull up. Ring-tailed lemur. Hang on. I'll work on that. Well, you continue to tell me why I'm wrong about this.
Why you're wrong about days?
Yeah.
Oh, do you celebrate all these days?
I think you're using the word celebrate strongly.
Thank you.
Hey. Oh, we got a call in.
Uh-oh.
Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Hello? You're live, whoever you are,
But muted.
but muted. Here, I can.
Hey,
Hey.
hey. Man, that Zoom stuff gets you every time.
And who do we have with us?
This is BG. This is Bourbon Ghost.
Oh, it is!
Whoa!
Oh! Finally, we get a celebrity on the show. How
So
you
what's
doing,
up?
brother?
Good. I heard we were talking tropical fruit.
We are indeed talking.
We didn't think that would be an enticement for anyone to join, but sure.
I mean, I'll talk anything right now to get me away from that TV.
Oh,
That's right. That's
you're
right.
not wrong.
You've come to the safe space, as they say.
In
So
fact, I'm taking points away just for you saying anything about that device that would let you view things that are not to be viewed tonight.
that's right. The thought police. We've decremented 10 points from your social score.
Yeah, I get that.
Be careful.
I was I've been at my new house laying flooring all day, and I came home and I was weak moment. I checked it and I couldn't help it.
Oh. I'm still I'm with Forrest Braden. I'm not sure when the election's happening, so I don't even know.
I think it happened sometime this year, but other than that,
Maybe I'm not even sure. All right, so tell us about tropical fruit.
or tell us about floor laying. Either one is.
Oh yeah.
It's really terrible if you're over, I don't know, 30, and so I shouldn't be doing it anymore. I started, I guess, 2 days ago, and I did like 2 hours, and then I almost couldn't get out of bed yesterday. I mean, it was that bad.
Mm.
So I mean, it's just not. If you have the money and the means, by no stretch should you do it yourself. You should always pay somebody else to do it.
Now, is this like full hardwood or the laminate stuff?
Yeah, it's like an engineered hardwood. It's that new thing where it's hardwood on top and bottom, but it's sealed with like a composite.
Yep, I just did that last year in the boys' room, 2 rooms, and the same thing. I could not move the next day.
It's bad. I have to do the entire house. I don't know how I'm gonna make it.
The entire house?
How many square feet?
Yeah. It's like 3,700.
Oh.
Oh my gosh! I did what? 300 square feet, and I was dying. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing this to myself.
Yeah.
Clearly, you've lost your mind, but that's a good thing. This is a growing experience. Yeah. I'm sure of that.
I'll get the respect of my kids and wife, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So the new place, you're not living there yet, I take it.
No. We kind of have about a 6-week gap, maybe 8-week gap. It's quickly closing though. We haven't even started packing. This is a disaster, absolute disaster.
So are you going to get those the schlubs from the podcast to come over and help move?
Oh, there's no way they're doing that. No chance.
You can't even like bait them like we're gonna record and I'll get you some bourbon or something.
No chance. Maybe your hardest. There's no chance of getting Prezi Bart over there. Or I guess our Jamie OP sleeper. He might like he's a nice enough guy that he would do it. But he would also show up. He's one of these kind of guys. Like he'll show up and he'll call other people and kind of make them feel bad for not doing it.
Oh, that's the best
brilliant
person.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, like he'll call and say, "Are you not coming to BG's house tonight?" And like the person he's calling may not even know what he's talking about.
Well, and I don't know what his excuse is for not helping, but honestly, moving is the worst, and no one should ever.
It is.
It's just
it's terrible.
I decided that I'm going to die in this current house. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Even if like they evict me or something, I'm still going to die here. Yeah,
that's the plan here from here on out. Me and my wife have been married for 10 years. This is the 4th place we've lived, and this is definitely it.
4 places in 10 years?
Yeah, me and one of my friends kind of devised this plan a long time ago, and it actually works. Like we don't really flip houses; they're just kind of called live-in flips. And basically, you just buy a house, you fix it up, and then you sell it 2 years later. And the goal is, by the time you're 40, you won't have a house payment. Which we're pretty close to doing that, but also it's not really fun every 2 years to do it. So
no, I can't imagine it is.
No.
I'm in a house now, and it'll take me 15 years to fix it up.
Well, he may have had some offers of help that he's turned down, so It's a little bit of crying poor mouth here.
Well, don't forget that
Instead, BG, he spends his time podcasting with some idiot
yeah,
instead of
right.
fixing
The
his
kind
house.
of offer
So
of help I get right here is, hey, how about we waste more time than you working on your house?
we could either lay flooring, which I hear is terrible, or we could make a stupid podcast.
Well, the podcast is way more fun. That's always going to win out.
That's true.
Absolutely.
All right, so tell us about tropical fruit and why Blue Dolly's wrong.
Most tropical fruit's just not that good. Like just your good old fashioned. I don't even know what you would call it. Just like regional American type fruits, like apples and strawberries. Like those are the classics.
We sure have blueberries, BG. Blueberries, man.
Do what? Oh yeah. I got 2 blueberry bushes at our current house.
Oh.
I don't know. Like most tropical fruit's not that good. Pineapple's great, but cantaloupe, gross.
It's not a tropical fruit. What? All right,
Yeah,
you just blew your whole theory here.
It was going so
Cantaloupe's
well.
gotta be
Also,
tropical.
I wish you were on video so you could see me roll my eyes.
Cantaloupe has to be tropical.
No.
There's no way. We'll get our producer to look that up right now.
It's like in every tropical fruit mix.
Listen, it grows here where I live. It's not tropical.
No. Yeah. I've grown it multiple times.
Let's see.
But you're right. Most of them are garbage, like papaya, right?
Oh, no,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
Total throwaway fruit.
Yeah. There's one, I can't even think of what it's called, but it's like there's a couple islands like in the Indian Ocean that grow them, and they're massive. And we apparently don't have them over here. They're the only one I've ever heard is really good. And when I say massive, I mean like these things look like they're like 2 or 3 feet long. Like they're crazy big. And I wish I could remember the name of it. It's got like kind of a funky name, but I've been told by people who have been over there that, this would basically revolutionize the way we eat fruit over here, because it grows really fast. It's super cheap and it's super nutritious, and it feeds like tons of people, and we just don't do it.
Well, I don't think we can grow some of them here, right? Because maybe down in Florida.
A lot of them. That one, though, I think we could, and we just, for whatever reason, we haven't done it. I wish I could remember the name of it. It was a terrible story without the name.
Sounds like a market gap that you could fill here. I think you need to sell your house and move to Florida and start growing giant papayas.
You've always wanted to be.
Me and hot weather don't do very well.
Wait a minute.
Wait a second. Where do you live again?
I mean, I'm in like the northern, like I'm like 5 minutes from the state line of Tennessee. I mean, I'm not like we're humid, but we're not like south of Montgomery humid.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that
like we don't have live oaks up here. We're too cold for live oaks.
And alligators.
Yeah, and alligators.
No alligators.
They'd have like a weird sighting every once in a while, but I mean, not really.
What's the temperature there today?
Oh man, it's actually pretty chilly right now. I'm outside. It's 47 right now.
Oh,
all right.
It's about this.
Yeah. I think it got below freezing here last night.
Yeah, it was cold here last night too.
Yeah, we had a frost, so.
Global frosting.
Yeah, where are you from over here, Blue Dolly?
I don't exist in time and space, so. No, I'm originally from Pennsylvania, but I live in New Jersey.
Oh, okay, so the North Alabamian is just a throw off.
No, it's not why would that be how dare you, sir? No, Daryl Hart posted a graphic once of New Jersey, and the portion of Jersey where I live literally was described as mostly Alabama.
Which is true.
Gotcha.
So I decided that I would embrace that, and I root for Alabama, and I call myself Northern Alabama as a result.
You're not going to be able to see this, but this is the perfect segue to. Let me share my picture here.
I'm a Patriots fan, so Nick Saban's just fine in my book.
It's really
I like it.
Whoa!
Can you see this?
Me?
No. Well, you can't see anything because you decided to.
Yeah, I
Call
was about to say I don't think so.
If you can, let me know because that would be weird.
I see the not live stream.
The not live stream.
Yeah, I've got a lot of delay.
You got a lot of delay. Oh, all right.
It looks like I have Parkinson's right now.
Oh, that's weird. It's very strange. This is an experiment streaming from Zoom to YouTube. So, well, we have a map of the great state of Dalmarzi,
Oh, yes.
which I was trying to display, but basically the southern part of New Jersey, combined with Delaware and the eastern shore of Maryland, constitutes the new state of Dalmarzi, which can be similar to Alabama.
Yeah, very similar, I think. Well,
Okay.
I think similar to northern Alabama.
Northern
I don't know
Alabama, yes. Not like the deep.
Yeah. I've been to I guess I've been to Maryland. I've been just across the state line from it's like eastern Pennsylvania maybe to New Jersey, but I haven't like been deep into New Jersey.
Yeah. So Philadelphia area you've been in?
No, it was this small town where one of my friends played a show last year. I was on his tour bus and he did like a mini tour, and he hit up this town. I wish I could. It was like the Crayola like headquarters.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Every homeschooled child that lives around here goes to the Crayola factory at some
Yeah.
point.
It's
Nice.
the worst. No, it's awful. It's so horrible. I can't tell you how bad it is.
It's better than what we had growing up. I was really close to. I'm actually originally from Mississippi. When the places that they always took us was like the cow, the dairy farm at Mississippi State in Starkville, and we had to. It was like a real Dwight Schrute experience, and we had to like they had a cow with a hole cut in the side of its side, like and it had like a little flap that you could see into, and they marched all the school kids by it, and you just had to sit there and like watch the stomach digest hay. It was horrible. So the
Like a
Crayola
real-
factory was welcome.
Like a real.
Oh, yes.
cow?
Absolutely real cow.
They cut a hole in a cow to show the kids how the cow works.
Yeah, if you Google it, I think it's like a pretty common thing. But if you Google like cow with a hole cut in the side in the stomach, there's pictures.
We're not going to do that live on the air here.
I don't know why not, but yeah, where I grew up is like all dairy farms and stuff. It was like about an hour to a mall when I was a kid. So yeah, I understand those experiences a lot. But as an adult going to the Crayola factory, I think it's Easton, PA is where that's at.
Easton. Yeah.
And
You know where they make the bats too?
it's just bad. No, that's not where they make the bats. No.
I think that's Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
No. Don't they make bats in
It's a brand named Easton.
Easton? I think that's where they make them. If we had a producer, they could look that up right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. That sounds good.
I might have just made that up.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Well, I thought since we were making up that cantaloupes are tropical fruit, pretty much anything
oh,
could
oh man.
go. Oh, you know what? We do have a little bit of a bone to pick with you. You said that we were unfair to your bourbon selection.
Yes.
I had moved about half of it over at that point. We weren't done yet.
And
yeah, we're
I mean, I could send an updated picture. There's a few more. I've got like a 107 Weller antique. I don't know, 10 cup. It's okay.
I think see an updated picture because if I recall, the picture we saw was like mostly like vodka and gin and other stuff.
yeah, not a whole lot of bourbon if I recall correctly.
I think I probably had like 5 or 6 bottles of bourbon. I'll do an updated picture.
All
It's I don't know. I like I guess I'm just a nice guy. I like it when my friends come over. I want them to have whatever they want to have.
Like green
I'm a man of the people.
Jim Beam.
Hey, I'm telling you, it's just like Miley Cyrus singing "Zombie." I did not expect it to be as good as it was.
Oh.
I don't like Miley Cyrus. She's terrible, but she sang that song really well. And for some reason, Jim Beam Apple it tastes good. I don't know how they did it.
Was that you, or was that one of the other guys?
Prezi Bart introduced us to it.
Of course, that makes perfect sense.
What, the Jim Beam or the Miley Cyrus?
Actually, both. Actually, both.
Yeah.
But it's like his to be fair to him, it's kind of like his analogy with Taco Bell. Like, Taco Bell is not good for you, and you know that it's trash food, but sometimes it tastes good.
I agree. There's nothing
and it's
wrong
okay
with,
to say that.
Does it
there's
still
nothing wrong with
taste
the
good?
Taco Bell taste, but
Well, does it still taste good? Because I used to eat it all the time when I was younger, and then it stopped agreeing, and so I stopped eating it.
Yeah. I mean, it's never going to equal like an actual Mexican restaurant, but if you're busy, if you're on a road trip, actually don't do that on a road trip. That's probably terrible.
yeah, that doesn't sound like a
Terrible advice.
Yeah, if you're heading home from somewhere and you just need a fast taco, I don't know.
And
It's not bad.
Drive 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, and your home is less than 5 minutes away. You're good.
So, yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying with the Taco Bell analogy. That one does make sense to me, but there are certain things a person just does not do, and Miley Cyrus singing that song is one of those things.
Trust me, I get it. The best thing I could say when I watched it was it made me mad, because it made me, even more than her, it made me realize how much music has changed, like fundamentally changed. Yes. Because if she existed like back in the 90s, she would have been the lead singer of like a rock band, and we probably wouldn't hate her as much. But she existed when pop music ruled the world, and she's doing what she's doing, and it's terrible.
I don't know. Do you think?
And that's kind of the real shame of it. I
don't know that she's as good, really. Maybe like the lower tier stuff from the 90s.
Like the way I don't like, because I don't think her voice kind of fits very well with pop music, and I just don't really like her image or really her whole thing. But I feel like I don't know, the way her voice is on that song. I don't know. It's just like, it's got a real, I guess because it is a 90s song, but it's just got like a real 90s rock vibe to it.
Yeah.
I feel like she would have fit in back then.
That Tolkien's Pipe got onto when he was talking about the other version you guys played by, I can't remember the name of the band that was. Wolves.
Yeah, Bad Wolves.
Bad Wolves, yes. So part of the allure for that song for him was the fact of where he was when he was hearing it, and war and devastation. And I think the same time can be for Doris O'Riordan of the Cranberries, where she did grow up seeing all this stuff on a regular basis. And I think the problem with some of this stuff is, we talk about pain often being a motivator and almost a building block for good art quite often. And to see Miley Cyrus walk in with her entirely privileged life and try to
That's
make
totally fair.
There's just something offensive about it.
I think I've heard good covers of that song. Hers was more like opportunistic. Like, does she even know what the song is about? Like, or was it like?
I mean, that's fair. That's completely fair. I think it's just the way, I don't know, the way she gets so low on some of those notes. I feel like she probably is faking it. She's just doing a really good job of faking it.
I don't know, man.
Well, that is pop music, so
that's true.
Can't argue with it.
And I guess I would say that I totally agree with BG when you're talking about how pop music has kind of ruined a whole lot of everything.
And I guess in ways I didn't expect. Like, it's not just that I don't like the music as much. It's that I think it also took a lot of people who may have been more talented in other areas and made them into something that they wouldn't have been 20 years ago. And she's not even a great example of that. She just happens to be who did that. But just generally speaking, I think it ruined not just the fact that popular music isn't even good, but it also like diverted talent away from actually doing good music.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Country music is like a big, huge text for all of this.
The age of what's the reality show, the contest? Not America's Got Talent. Well, the one that started all this, the pop music.
American Idol.
American Idol.
Oh, yeah.
We're just cranking them out. We just got to find one every season, and we give them a record deal, and we crank out some more.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah, I don't know.
the anecdote though now? That's my question. Because it sure
Do what?
seems to be we can make tons of money this way. So what would motivate these guys to change this?
I don't know. You know, like listening to Kanye on the Joe Rogan podcast, I think it's the Rogan podcast when he talks about this, like even he at his most successful was losing millions of dollars per tour.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. You talked about country music a minute ago. Some of my favorite musicians the last 10 years aren't even classified as country anymore, but they sort of fit the old mold. And they do a lot of like smaller venues, and they're just not elaborate performances, and they seem to be doing fine. So maybe that is the answer. I don't know.
Or maybe it's like podcasting where you just have to start doing it yourself. And
Yeah.
somebody builds a smaller a platform.
Diversified interest is going to help it for sure. And that is a fact of life with modern technology, which is a good thing.
Yeah. Like the lead singer for Death Cab, like over the pandemic, started doing a YouTube channel where he just like played live shows, and he was racking up tens of millions of views. And I mean, he probably really and truly made more money on YouTube videos this year than he would have made touring, which is just insane.
It is.
And a lot less work.
Yeah, a lot less work.
Yeah, hugely unbalanced markets will create things like this.
No, we could just get off this awful YouTube platform.
Oh man, all platforms, platforms.
We need a new platform so that we can shut down all the other platforms.
Well, hey guys, my son has been trying to wave me back inside for the last 5 minutes to go tell him good night. So I'm about to head in there.
All right.
But I stand by cantaloupe being a tropical fruit, even if it's not listed that way.
So
I feel like it is.
Before you go, real quick, our producers have answered us, and cantaloupe is not a tropical fruit, and eastern bats are made in California, in Thousand Oaks, California. So you and Brimstone Deacon are both wrong.
I'm going to question the Easton one. We're going to have to check on that. Well, look, we have someone else joining.
Thanks for coming on, though, BG. Appreciate it. I'm really looking forward to all of us having probably a longer form conversation.
Yeah, this will be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Talk it up.
Absolutely. Yeah. Don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to be fun. We're going to make sure of that. Maybe we'll give away the dogs playing pool painting.
As long as I don't win it, that's perfect.
We'll see. Maybe that will mean you will win it. I'll just have to give it to you.
All right.
I love it.
All right. Enjoy it, guys.
All right,
man. Take care.
All right. See y'all.
What is up, man? I think you're muted. Are you muted? He is muted. He's still muted.
Yeah, he's still muted.
Can I unmute him? Oh,
he's gone.
He's gone.
Up on us.
He'll be back.
Left us.
Well, he'll be here soon.
The producer's starting to get a little more responsive.
Yeah, I'm liking that. I did not expect BG. I didn't know. I know he was going to join us, so that was nice.
Oh, no, he's not back yet. Oh, here he comes. And I will. There you go. Oh, he's connecting. Can you hear us, Daryl? He's still connecting.
Oh, I see a check mark.
There we go. Now he's muted.
Oh, now he's muted.
Ask to unmute. That should just give him a pop-up. There you go. Now you're unmuted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Oh, good. Finally, it's an honor to finally be on Presbycast with Charles Weekly and. Oh wait. Oh, sorry. That's not.
Listen. Unlike some, first of all, we don't mention other podcasts here.
Oh,
but
okay.
Unlike some other podcasts who don't even start their show until 10 p.m.
Yeah, what's that?
We decided that we like our listeners, so we started at 8:30.
Well, I appreciate you allowing me to come on a little bit later. Had to put a couple of the kids to bed, so.
Well, we have a long space to fill here because, as I said, we'll be broadcasting until a winner of the show is declared. And so far,
Okay.
It's possible that never happened.
It's true. Well, you're now competing against Bourbon Ghost, so we'll see. And we do have a few people that might show up.
So Bourbon Ghost has already gotten a fact wrong. Brimstone Deacon has already gotten a fact wrong.
That's still in contention whether I got a fact wrong or not. We need my producer to check the fact now.
Your producer is looking into it now?
Yes, please.
Who is that? Course Marshal Joe? Like, I didn't know there was a level.
That's the other guy in here with the unpronounceable name.
Oh. I gotcha.
That we have two of them.
Gigabat Stop.
Each other.
Gigabat Stop?
Sure. Yeah, whatever it says. Yeah. We have two of them, and they fact check each other.
Okay, but who is the producer and who is the assistant to the producer?
Listen, if we start that, there'll be no end to the fighting.
Assistant producer.
Assistant to the producer. All right, mute yourself. We're not here to talk to you. All right,
talking to me or the producers? I'm not sure.
So Daryl.
Yes.
Tropical fruit. Yay or nay?
Tropical. Tropical fruit.
He didn't give you the full question, Daryl.
Okay. I was like,
it's American regional fruits versus tropical fruits.
But the assertion was that tropical fruits are the lesser fruits than said American fruits.
That's a tough one. Will these tropical or American fruits be put on pizza? Is that?
No.
Well, I've never tried any of the other ones on pizza, but I'd be willing to. We know pineapple
that's a tough
is
question.
good on pizza.
Oh yes, definitely. Apparently with chicken, which.
Yeah, what's that all about? That's
pineapple and chicken pizza.
No, I've never had. I don't think I've ever had pineapple.
I think it's like a California.
Oh, that makes a whole lot of sense.
But what I'm interested in, while Daryl's still thinking about this, he said pineapple and sausage.
Yeah.
So you're on board with that?
Yeah, of course. I don't have a problem with the pineapple on pizza. I have one objection to all you pineapple on pizza guys, and that is the mandate that it must be on there.
Oh,
no one
said
it
doesn't have to be.
Oh yes, there was a tweet. I believe. I'll have to look it up. Back Creek Pastor, which he's now actually put his name on here, and I can't remember it at the moment. But I believe at one point he said he essentially alluded to it needing to be on there, which that's just way off.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. My whole, and as you recall, I'm running for office. Vote early and often, Brimstone 2020. But
you just mentioned political things on here. More points gone. Just like that.
But part of the platform is that pizza should be allowed because there are people who want to ban pineapple on pizza.
How would you even go about that?
How would they go about anything? This is...
Yeah. They can get it done. They can probably get it done.
They get a lot of things done. They could probably get that done. You'll have to have like a little camera in your oven so that if you ever slide a pizza in with a pineapple on it, it shuts the oven down.
Yeah. I'll be going down back alleys at the pizza place to get the pineapple on there.
You go in the front.
Speakeasy.
You slide them a little envelope, and then they're like, "Get out of here! Go run back."
Yeah. Gino's in the back. He's got your pizza.
Little Italian kid out front. 5-0, 5-0.
So, I've never had. Okay. What kind of sausage do you put though? Is it Italian?
Yeah, it's whatever they have at the pizza place. I don't know what they're using, but yeah, that's the way I order it. I just get sausage and pineapple. And the first few times I ordered it, they like paused for a second. Yeah. Yeah, they're like, because usually it's ham and pineapple, like the Hawaiian pie.
That's right.
But we like sausage, and sometimes I actually put hot sauce on it too when I get back. So you get that little sweetness, but you get the spice as well.
I hear nothing I dislike.
Yeah, I like that one. That's a good idea.
Yeah. But to go back to the original question, I guess I'm going to go with tropical fruit.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I'm shocked. I'm just shocked.
I'm not shocked. Daryl has all the right answers.
I feel like it's now just centered around pizza. You know?
No, we actually...
I'm just thinking of...
Is pineapple so good that it blows everything else out of the water, though?
We've already taken a note that we have to do more research on all these fruits. So now we have to also experiment in putting other tropical fruits on pizza.
Also, I think now that Daryl's made his suggestion, we're going to have to try multiple different meats.
Yeah.
Multiple meats with the pineapple.
But with all the fruits. I mean, how can you compare them?
The permutations are endless.
Right. Yeah. You know what might be good? Mango, because mango would go good with a chicken on the pizza. Mango, yeah.
Mango chicken.
Me,
well, we have a mango hot sauce, so maybe put that on top there too.
The mango hot sauce is good. I wonder if mango hot sauce and hot dogs on a pizza.
Well, hot dogs, it depends on what's in the hot dog.
Ooh, no, I've got one better. Spam.
Ooh,
fried spam with mango habanero sauce on pizza.
Yes. Did you happen to see our picture of our hot dog the other night, Daryl?
Yeah, I did see that hot dog. I think I asked for an explanation because I wasn't. It was the picture was a little off, but I was trying to figure out.
It was a little off-putting, I'll be honest, but
it tasted far better than it looked.
It did, yeah. After I saw the picture, we were all like eating, and we're like, "This is great," and he takes a picture. I'm like, "That doesn't look good at all."
Yeah,
nobody should eat that.
Yeah, I think my final comment was I would eat it. So
I'll try anything at least once.
I'm still just intrigued by this chili. It's killing me. It sounds so incredibly good.
It was like she made a big pot, and I think it lasted like 2 days. Like, nice. And she put Kate May Brewers makes this like coffee beer that just came out, I think, and she poured a little bit of that in there. So and she added some coffee as well, so it had that nice mixture. And there were beans in there because I've never had chili without beans. I don't know what the whole that controversy was, that beans don't go in chili, they go in stew. I don't know. Usually the stews that I've had have big chunks of beef and potatoes and carrots. I never put beans in there.
Here's the deal. Someone has an entire machine learning artificial intelligence cluster running to every time I tweet about chili, they show up in the thread yelling at me about it. So that's what happened there.
Yeah. I'm going to say right now that I'm positive that no one ever pulls that person you're referring to into these conversations on purpose.
No one ever does. And once again, you can make it just like you can put pineapple on pizza, you can put beans in chili if you want. You don't have to.
Okay.
Nobody cares. You make it how you want, I'll make it how I want.
Okay.
I can get on board on this. This makes sense to me because it's become such a regional issue.
Let's get another opinion here. We have another guest, Presby Bird. Presby Bird.
I deserve that. I deserve that.
You did. Of course, you don't mangle my name. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. So now it's on purpose. Originally, it was totally not on purpose. It was exactly how I read your name, how I was saying it. It was totally dyslexic the first few times that I read it.
But
since then the Aldi Foundation has kicked in for home renovations for me, so it really doesn't bother me much.
I think you just need to capitalize on that sort of thing.
You can start cashing checks, Blue Aldi.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Just sitting around watching stuff that we're not going to talk about. But,
That's right. That's right. Well, just to warn you, your compatriot BG was on previously, and he lost 10 points in the first 5 seconds because he did that. So
I'm not going to talk about it. I respect the rules.
That's good. That's good.
Right.
You don't really strike me as a huge rule guy, though.
Yeah, I don't really respect the rules. I'm not sure why I said that. I respect the rules of people I respect. Let's put it that way. Which again, I don't know why I'm respecting the rules. Hold on.
Wow.
You're gonna have to mute him and go back to Daryl in a second.
Yeah.
See, and so far, now there's 3 that are competing, and Daryl is winning because he did not make any mention or reference to anything that he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
Not even in like a meta way.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give Presbyard a little bit of a boost in points because he did slickly skirt around the issue.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, I was just saying what I was doing. So I was trying to answer the question without, breaking the rules. That's all. No disrespect meant.
All right. We'll let it slide this time.
Okay. What are you drinking? I probably missed this already.
Oh, actually,
we haven't said anything.
I'm drinking Evan Williams single barrel vintage.
I'm drinking the regular Evan Williams single barrel. Not
This
the
one
vintage.
was barreled in 11 and bottled in 19, so 8 years old. Pretty good.
Awesome.
I went super cheap because I don't believe that just buying something expensive makes you a connoisseur. And I'm having Bullet bourbon.
We all like Bullet. Well, I like Bullet.
I'm a complete poser in most things, and so I just go with the buy something expensive, and then make sure to mention how much it costs. As you tell people that way, and only really hang out with people that don't know any better. That's the best. Like if I'm around somebody that I can tell knows better, I just don't say.
So
anything.
you're sort of an elitist. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm a fake elitist. So I guess that is a real elitist. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Daryl, what are you drinking?
Well, is this live? I don't want to.
It's live, actually. So.
Well, all Daryl's Baptist friends are watching.
Exactly. I'm transitioning out of my Baptist.
Don't worry, no one will find this stream.
True. Actually, a Sierra Nevada Celebration IPA.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Yep. I just ran out of my bourbon, so I'm gonna restock that.
What would you have been drinking?
Well, I never really had bourbon until I started listening to you guys. So,
driven in the drink.
Yeah, I had Four Roses.
Oh, that's nice.
Can't go wrong. Not with that.
No.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Presby Bard, what's going on with you other than you're not watching stuff right now?
Not much. I'm trying to decide what to do because I'm a basketball coach in my spare time, and we have a 5:30 a.m. practice tomorrow morning, and so this is not a good night to want to stay up late, or to be on my second glass of bourbon at 8:30 Central Time. But I'm just gonna push through. I'm gonna.
Well, what you could do to kind of keep yourself awake is I heard that somebody needs help putting flooring in like a 3,000 square foot house.
Yeah, I don't really like to help people. If I can keep from it.
That's literally what BG said.
Yeah, that's like verbatim what he said.
No, like he has not asked me to help him yet on that.
Because he knows your answer, apparently.
Probably, and also probably because look, everybody says this. He knows I'm a pretty busy guy, and I'm not anywhere near as good at that stuff as he is. Like I'm competent, but he's legitimately good.
That's like what you tell your wife. Like I'm not as good as doing the dishes. Or
I know. And in my case, it's it sounds like a lie, but it's actually the truth, which is kind of the way I try to live my life in general when I make statements.
This brings a whole new like perspective to your podcast.
Exactly. Yeah, this is behind the scenes. This is giving you letting you in, seeing how the sausage is made. But
the listener guide here.
Yeah. No, but like I work on like some rental houses and stuff of my own, and so I think I'm definitely competent enough to do something like that. But I'm not sure you would want me to help you without your supervision on a house that you're going to live in, or that your wife is going to want you. You know, if it needs to be done like really, really well.
How competent do you think you would be like installing a water filter system in someone's house?
Is this a joke I don't get?
It is.
Yeah. Blue Dog might need some help.
Not very competent. He probably would be though.
So when you guys stop by the studios
on a motorcycle tour.
Yeah, we should totally do that. Well, he has to get one first.
What, a water filter or a motorcycle?
Oh, motorcycle.
Probably both. But I would totally, like, I'm down. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to take it. I've never been to the Northeast, period.
You're not missing much.
No.
No.
Daryl, you're more of a pro Northeast guy. Can you tell us why they should come up here?
Not really. Well, we're here. So maybe,
we're here. There it is.
I'd say
there's
pizza
a beach
and the cheesesteaks.
Yeah,
right?
pizza, cheesesteak, bagels.
Yeah.
Bagels. Yeah.
So the food. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can get the ocean if you go east enough.
Yeah.
We do have ocean. Yep. It's too cold right now, so don't
Yeah.
come.
Yeah. I'm interested. I've been to like, Michigan, Wisconsin, and like Manhattan, but I've never been to like, I think parts of the Northeast I would actually enjoy.
Did you enjoy Manhattan?
No.
Yeah.
Good.
That's what I mean.
And you would like where we're at. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I did not like Manhattan. Would not recommend.
Manhattan is like you can go for like a day.
Yeah.
And then you need to leave.
Yeah.
And it's really like one day in your life to me. Like, unless there's something very specific you want to do there that you can't do somewhere else. Like, I'm okay with seeing a play or something specifically on Broadway, but it's just not my thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I would much rather visit the more rural Northeast.
Agreed. Yeah. Yeah. I think outside of our area, you kind of have to stay inland a little bit to have much interesting going on that way.
Yeah.
Though you get up to like Vermont and New Hampshire.
Yeah. Tell me, Blue Aldi, tell me what the connection is with your, I guess not your handle, but your title on Twitter.
Oh my goodness. How many times do I have to tell the story in one night?
Have you already told it to BG?
No, is your artist going to join too?
I don't think so. He's taking fake seminary classes tonight, so he can't make it.
Is that the best kind of? Well, depending on the seminary he's going to, that might be a good idea to take fake ones.
Well, yeah. To be fair, I would probably rather him take exactly what he's taking right now than some of the other seminaries.
Yeah, I bet. So yeah, there's not. It's a loose connection. So Daryl Hart once posted a diagram of New Jersey, and the portion of New Jersey that I'm in was literally labeled mostly Alabama.
Okay.
So I just took the northern part and added that onto it.
That's funny.
That's good for me.
That's funny. Okay, that's actually a better story than I was expecting. That's pretty good.
What? Just like he was from Alabama?
Yeah, just something kind of normal like that. That's actually better.
Oh, there are no normal stories about me.
It's true. And we have a new first time, long time, Pete. It's muted.
There we go.
There we go.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What is up?
Just got the kids to bed.
Story of our lives. I think all of us, mostly.
Yep.
Hey, fellas, BG just got to the house. We're going to go do some stuff we're not going to talk about on the show. Watch some things.
Oh, so he comes to your house, but you won't go to his house.
Well, I'll go to his house when it's done. I mean, I'm not going to go to his house if I have to work on it.
Fair, I guess. It's definitely elitist, so we appreciate that.
I was just
All right.
sticking.
I have to ask you a question before you go, though.
Okay.
What city hosted the Winter Olympics in 1932?
Can you give me continent?
No.
I'm gonna say Stockholm.
Oh my goodness.
Terrible.
Here, I thought you were a genuine USA American.
No, not even. I don't know what gave you that impression.
Lake Placid, New York, man.
No, I did know that. I
Which-
did know that.
On your tour of the Northeast,
You could visit.
Yeah. It looks. I'm gonna be honest with you. Never heard of Lake Placid, New York. Period. So
maybe pick up a history book too.
They have big alligators there, I think.
I'm not much on learning things. So, fellas,
All right.
I enjoyed it. Looking forward to the crossover episode. Let's make it happen.
All right,
Sounds
let's
good.
do it.
Okay.
Enjoy
right.
your whatever you're doing tonight.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna have to find the time to get some sleep at some point. So, thanks, fellas.
All right, later.
Yeah, good luck.
All right.
All
Now
right.
we got rid of him.
Yes, finally.
Those uneducated guest guys just,
Yeah, keep yammering.
So Pete, what's up?
Yes, sir.
What time is it there?
It's 8:30 here.
Oh, so you guys are still central. I guess.
Where is here?
You're in
Yeah,
Iowa, right?
Yeah, Iowa.
Iowa?
Yep. So
Which part of Iowa? I've been to Iowa.
you've been to Iowa?
He says surprised. Yeah, I've been to Council Bluffs, Iowa. That's about as far into Iowa as I've been.
Just barely then, huh?
Yeah.
Just snuck over the border and snuck back.
And I hope we don't have any Nebraska listeners. It is the best part of Nebraska.
Iowa's a little bit better than Nebraska.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So
I'm
have
in
I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm in Des Moines.
Des Moines.
Okay. I haven't been there yet, but it's not that far. What, 2 hours from Omaha?
Yeah, 2 hours from Omaha. Yep, straight shot.
Yep. I actually have one of the guys that works for me that lives in West Des Moines. So
Okay, yeah. What's his name? I probably know him. It's small town.
I won't say it live, but so it's a small town, I guess.
Yeah, like everything in Iowa, it's pretty small.
I did see, and we have lots of maps we were going to pop up tonight, but our producers are having technical difficulties. But why is it you have 99 counties in Iowa instead of an even 100? You have this one little county that's twice the size of all the other 99. You could have had 100, but for some reason. Any idea?
It's just like everything else. I mean, if it made sense, that'd be too logical.
Too easy.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to know. I want to know where all that beautiful red hair comes from. For those kids.
You know, they say you have to have recessive genes on both sides of the parents, but nobody on my wife's or my side of the family have any red hair. So it must be down there somewhere.
That's awesome. They're beautiful kids.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, what were we
Marianne,
talking? Go ahead.
I was just saying, Marianne kept her hair real red. My oldest, Judah, when he was a baby, he had kind of a strawberry blonde, and that's gone away. It's kind of more blondish, brown. But Marianne kept it, and it's beautiful.
I'm just going to ask, what were we just talking about with you on Twitter that prompted us to send you the invite?
Oh, I know. Chekhov, man.
Chekhov. Yes, thank you.
Well, that wasn't the invite, but yeah.
Well, no. Now you seem to know about Chekhov, so we invited you to give us a dissertation on.
Yeah. So here's what I know about Chekhov. I read a short story of his in lit class in high school that was amazing, and so I bought the portable Chekhov at the half price bookstore, and it's sat on my shelf ever since. So I was even looking through, and I don't know if I can even remember the short story that I had read. So,
all right, we couldn't see the book you were holding up because you have your virtual background turned on. Nope. There you go.
There
Exact book that Pete's referencing. I have the same one. So yeah, it could be a lot of stuff that you might have read by his, because I know this is only like a third of his short stories. So,
So what did you vote for? Would you vote for us to read?
I definitely vote Chekhov.
Was that one of the options?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I'm game for whatever. We've done Dostoevsky a couple times.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what the poll says.
I think Dostoevsky was in the lead. Pretty prominent lead. Last time I looked.
Dostoevsky is winning with 68.8%.
Which Dostoevsky?
Which Dostoevsky?
Underground/duel.
Okay. Which is actually double, not dual.
You ran out of characters?
No, I do everything wrong.
Oh.
That's all.
Errol, are you a Russian literature guy?
No, I know nothing.
Would you be willing?
Sure.
He says reluctantly.
That seemed like a lot of trepidation there.
I'm always willing. Whatever.
Well, they're shorter, right? They're shorter stories, so.
No novellas, we'll say.
Yeah.
For Dostoevsky.
We intentionally do it during the winter because you're already not having enough soul-crushing darkness of no sunlight. Mm-hmm. So you need to bring some Russian literature into your life at that point.
Yeah, the year that we read Brothers Karamazov was, man, that was brutal.
Brutal. Why do we do this?
I'm not quite sure. So if it does end up being Dostoevsky, I'm thinking we're going to fly through it.
Really?
Yeah, well, because they're shorter novels, and it's just the two novels in there. I think it's like 270 pages or something. So it could be that maybe we'll still inject a little bit of Chekhov, maybe a couple short stories surrounding it or something.
First, we all have to learn Russian, though, right?
Yeah. Well, yes, you have to read the original Russian.
Yeah. Okay.
That's no problem, right? We're going to start on December 21st, so you've got time.
Okay, yeah.
That's what you told me, because you told me that we had to learn Klingon. It was going to be the Klingon version of the Russian language, and then so it's like a double translation.
It's best read in the original Klingon, for sure. Sorry, I got to do the job of the producers here. They're terrible. All right, so we've asked everybody so far, Pete. Tropical fruit or no tropical fruit?
Now, again, this is what happens every time we have a bourbon bet, too. We start off with one question, and then some guy has to manipulate it to his advantage.
That's what the whole premise of the show is based on, mangling things to your advantage.
So the real question is,
let the guest talk.
Well, I was going to say what the real question was. I didn't want him to. Go ahead, Pete.
So it's just tropical fruit or no tropical fruit?
No.
Like broad brush? Like
no, it's our standard American fruits somewhat superior to tropical fruits.
I actually think the way he phrased it was tropical fruits are lesser fruit than the American fruits.
Can we have some examples here? Like, are we talking like peaches versus mangoes, or?
I think that's a good one.
So like apple, peach, blueberry, cranberry.
Cranberry.
That's an American fruit.
That's weird.
Let's see, what else?
You picking up a bag of cranberries and just chowing down on them?
Tomatoes an American fruit.
Jersey tomatoes.
All of these things versus pineapple, mango, papaya,
Guava.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just say with American fruit. Those other ones are fine, but you just start getting a little weird, papaya and coconut. Is coconut a fruit?
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know about that. Producers, we need you to look that up. I'm not sure coconut's a fruit.
Is it a vegetable?
It might lean more toward being a vegetable.
Oh, well, it's definitely not a nut, because nearly
I think it's a nut.
Nut is wrong.
I think it is a nut. Yep.
Could be.
We may find out any year now.
A coconut is classified as either a fruit, a nut, or a seed.
That's not hopeful.
It's so clear.
Huh.
We got some great producers.
Next time, lie.
Yeah, to my advantage.
All right. So no, we'll exclude coconut. So you're saying the American fruits.
Yeah. I think pie is better.
How about pineapple on pizza?
I'm in favor. I will do pineapple on my pizza.
All right.
What do you like to have the pineapple with?
Like what
Well, Canadian bacon, right? I mean, it's always the Hawaiian pizza. Pineapple and Canadian bacon.
All
That's
right.
just ham, right?
No, they're not the same.
It's just bologna is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
That's more likely.
Not pork roll.
Pork roll. I think if you went into a pizza place around here and asked for pineapple and bologna, they probably would throw you out.
That's true. I can't argue with that. But maybe in Iowa.
We have actually some pretty fancy pizza joints around here.
Oh, yeah?
Do some crazy pizzas, yeah.
Like New York style? Like thin crust?
Not like crazy ingredients.
Oh. Gourmet.
Yeah.
Like what kind of craziness?
I'm trying to think. It's been a while. Like a pad thai pizza would be the first thing that comes to my head. Yeah.
Sounds good, actually.
The crust just becomes a delivery system for whatever type of food you want to eat.
Yeah, that's true. At some point. We've heard from the Bourbon droid, just to update everyone. He texted me, and it says, I'm not joking. You would get faster answers with the Bourbon droid than with those temp producers. And I gotta say, right now, it seems like that's probably likely.
I think he's right. Yeah.
I wasn't paying more money though.
Listen, this is our first live show. You live, you learn. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I just didn't want to do more negotiation on the contract. It's driving me nuts.
Agreed. All right. So on the since basically this is the food show at this point. Today is National Sandwich Day.
No.
Hang on. Wait for it. I was unable to make it to Capriati's to get my Bobby or my Capistrami sandwich. But I did have tacos for dinner. Is a taco a sandwich? Does it count that I was able to celebrate National Sandwich Day? That was a soft taco.
Was it rolled up? Or did you fold it in half?
Well, you fold it in half.
Okay.
Oh, not rolled like a burrito. No, folded in half like a taco.
I'm gonna say no. Yeah, I'm gonna say no because I believe there's a National Taco Day. So logically, it wouldn't
Thank you,
follow
Gerald.
that a taco would count as a sandwich on National Sandwich Day, or else a sandwich would have to count as a taco on Taco Day.
So I was hoping you give me a little leeway because that means when we're done here, I have to go inside and make a sandwich and eat it.
Yes.
And I'm pretty full from all the tacos I ate.
Otherwise, you won't be celebrating National Sandwich Day or whatever you're calling it.
Listen, there are some holidays that are some ridiculous holidays that are worth celebrating, and National Sandwich Day is one of them.
Now, if you took the taco and put it between two slices of bread, or perhaps in a roll,
a taco sandwich.
Then, yes.
Yeah,
now,
right.
Yes.
All right. So, Daryl, did you have a sandwich today?
Did I? Well, I had a hamburger.
Not a sandwich.
So that's not a sandwich. That's not a sandwich.
Pete's saying that's a sandwich?
Yeah, I'm with Pete.
Is it a sandwich?
I don't think
But
so.
isn't there a National Burger Day?
Yes.
See if you can't. See, like.
We have to be consistent.
Yes.
What we need is like a flow chart of some
Mhm.
sort to direct our eating on any given day.
Yes.
Sort of a liturgical gastronomy.
All right, Pete, I got to know, did you have a sandwich today?
You know, strange fact, I've had a sandwich almost every day since 2002 for lunch.
What?
But not just any sandwich, a peanut butter and honey sandwich.
Oh,
So
every day?
every day, almost every day.
Is this like a Guinness World Record attempt?
Yeah, right, yeah.
No, nobody cares. Nobody
Is this a breakfast thing or a lunch thing?
Lunch, yeah.
Okay.
So when I was a bachelor on my own out of my parents' house, I just needed something quick and tasty, and so it just happened to be peanut butter and honey. And I just thought I'd get sick of them after a couple weeks and move on to something else, and I just never have. So they're easy to make, they're delicious. Yeah.
This all makes so much sense to me. You know, honey is a very underrated condiment, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. Peanut butter and honey. I've been eating that since I was a kid. Just on plain bread.
Yep.
It's fantastic. I usually eat it as a dessert though at night with milk. Gotta have milk.
Oh, always. So I had a sandwich today, believe it or not. I had just cold cuts with sliced pickle on it.
That counts.
Oh, it has to count, right? I mean, what's more classic than the American cold cut sandwich?
The base is, it is a sandwich. Yep. It's a little boring, but it counts.
What kind of condiments though?
What's that?
What kind of condiments though?
So I had mayonnaise,
Yeah.
and I had some spicy brown mustard and oregano.
Really?
Because I live in New Jersey, so I have to put oregano on.
It's the law.
And if I had some raw onions to hand at that moment, I would have had raw onion as well.
Do you live in New Jersey and you had oregano but no raw onions at hand?
No, there were onions. I came up late and no one else had thought to do the onion thing.
I hear laziness. That's all I hear.
Okay. Oh goodness.
And we have another guest joining us here. Hang on. Here he comes. Perhaps. Nope, there he is. No, he's connecting.
Oh, this guy.
And I think he's muted. Here, let me help him unmute. There he is.
I thought you said a guest.
He's our first repeat guest.
Oh.
Can you hear us, Forrest?
I can. Can you hear me?
He's our first repeat guest from the Midwest.
Midwest. You've had a Midwestern guest before?
Yes.
Yeah, you've been on.
You've been on. Listen.
Oh, well, it must be nice in Canada this evening. A lot less tea.
It probably is really nice in Canada this evening.
I think Montreal's getting snow again.
Yeah, I hear it's beautiful this time of year.
Yeah.
So, can you actually grow tropical fruits in the Midwest? That's the question. I guess for you and Pete, since you both live there.
I tried to grow a pineapple once.
And
what happened?
But I don't have the patience to wait for 2 years for a pineapple. Are you kidding me?
Oh man, I don't think we can talk about this subject with him. He's too belligerent tonight.
He is, and I'm trying to get the map pulled up that demonstrates definitively the Midwest. So give me a second here while I'm working on this, and occupy our guests if you would.
Well, I was going to ask Forrest if he had a sandwich today.
Oh yes.
No sandwich today. No.
Not. It's National Sandwich Day.
It is.
I don't know. That's what I was told. I don't know.
I was.
If you
told.
count a taco as a sandwich, I had a sandwich.
Well, I also had tacos, and I was told it's not. But I think Peter Darrell said if we were to put it between two pieces of bread, then it would count. So, what kind of bread would you use for a taco sandwich?
It'd have to be like a pita, right, or something like that.
Pita. That's like.
What does that? Yeah, I don't know, because that would be like a tortilla, a pita, like.
Pita's like Greek or Middle Eastern, right?
But it's acknowledged as bread.
Right. Yeah. So that might qualify. I don't know, but.
I mean, you're not going to put honey wheat on a taco, right?
Yeah. So just go with the normal white bread, and you're good. You're good to go.
White bread. White bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then white bread, you're going to have the problem with the cloying mouthfeel of the white bread on top of everything else. You know, it gets stuck up in the roof of your mouth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially with the tortilla. If you're going with the crunchy taco, but yeah.
Now,
I like that map.
Now, you're able to see it this time? Our producers finally got their stuff fixed. That's good. So, this is what we have, Forrest. I don't know what to tell you. I Googled Midwest, and this is what came up. So, right on Wikipedia.
Fake news.
10 points. Gone. Just like that.
He said, because he said fake news?
Yes, that's
right.
It's too tangential to the matter at hand.
So if you had in your reality, your truth, where does the Midwest stop here on this map?
The Midwest stops at Kansas. Actually, I would say that the Midwest in my map wouldn't include North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, or Oklahoma. Those are all far to west.
Would not include them?
No.
Wow, you're wrong. Totally wrong.
They're all plains states? Is that what you're claiming?
Yes.
He's claiming ownership of the Dakotas for plain states. Clearly wrong.
They are definitely not Midwestern states.
All right, we'll have our producers look into that, or the Bourbon Droid. While we're waiting for that, though, tell us what you're drinking.
Water and hot tea.
All right.
And one of those days, huh?
Yeah. One of those weeks where you're on call, and so you know.
So you got to drink tea.
Yeah, the whole driving out after, having a couple is just not an option. So.
All right, what kind of tea?
Chai.
Oh.
That's acceptable.
Surprised me.
Really? What was your expectation?
I don't know, something not chai.
Every listener we've ever had, or every listener ever guessed, it's all judgment from this guy all the time. Trust me, I don't know how I can even be friends with this character.
I don't know how we still have a show, honestly. Although that is what the show is based on, judgment and... No, I just wasn't expecting chai as you...
I wasn't either.
I was thinking, like a Russian caravan smoked dark black tea.
No, that's Blue Dolly, elitist.
That's true.
Oh,
100%.
At least our listeners know us. All right. Well, we're doing our part. We're doing our part for you, Forrest.
I didn't want him to say like peach. That was what I was really gonna.
If he had said like McDonald's peach tea or something. That's right. Now we did have another question, I think. Oh my gosh. We're gonna with the Bourbon Droid needs to take over. These guys are terrible. They're sending me the Wikipedia map now.
The Bourbon Droid actually just wheeled himself into the room. So I'm not sure what he's here for.
No good can come from that.
What do you want?
Oh,
I have the definition of what a Plains state is.
Go ahead.
Plains states are Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, parts of Colorado, Iowa, Kansas, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Texas, Wyoming,
Okay,
southern portion of
stop.
Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba.
No, Manitoba. He's not even
Manitoba. All right, so I think I win then with that answer. Manitoba, get out of here.
Unreliable. That's all I can say about the Bourbon Droid. Yeah.
I think we need to put it up for a Twitter poll whether Oklahoma is in the Midwest.
All right.
I think it's only fair. This is how we do things for us. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, for it to be an accurate one, make sure you include an I'm Baptist option.
That's right.
Of course, I would always do that.
Because there are no Baptists in the Midwest or in Oklahoma.
Oh, we're full of Baptists. We even have the kind that go non-denominational that are still Baptist.
That's all non-denominational, right?
Yes. 100%.
We have the ones that speak in tongues that claim something else, and they're Baptist. And
Was that Daryl?
I didn't say anything.
He's holding out.
He's still working on becoming a Presbyterian.
He's so close now.
Trying not to like.
I'm so close.
Feathers, you know?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I want to make a smooth transition.
One more week?
Well, we meet with the session next week, and then after that, hopefully all goes well when they ask me all these deep theological questions. And
that's right.
About
and then vows and oaths.
Yeah. And maybe a little sprinkling. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
And then bring on the abuse from all my Baptist friends.
Well, you haven't told them yet?
Well, they know, but
he's waiting. He's like, wait till I'm in.
Right. I figure I've been safe with the almost Presby title, and them trying to convince me not to go that way. No, don't go to the dark side. But well, it's inevitable.
It's inevitable.
It is inevitable. I've been pulled in. There's things I can't unsee. So
I have an extremely disconcerting photo that Mrs. Pie posted of us on your TV.
Okay.
I had no idea that we were this was broadcast level. I had no idea.
It's this is top-notch billing tonight.
Now, do you just
Although I am somewhat surprised that she chose you guys over Presbycast that I think started up here recently.
Oh no, Presbycast doesn't start until 1 minute from now. That's how much they hate their listeners that they want to stay up until 1 a.m.
Yeah. What is that all about?
I'll be asleep momentarily, and we'll shut this thing down. So,
I have a question for Daryl.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, you are a spaghetti taco eater, correct?
Yes.
What?
Spaghetti tacos. Yes.
how did this
Would
not come
you
up
eat-
a half hour ago?
I was gonna bring it up, but
ahead.
I was,
Spaghetti
you were
taco,
talking about
please.
your taco sandwiches. So yeah, spaghetti tacos. Mm-hmm.
Would you eat a spaghetti taco for National Taco Day?
Ooh, love it.
Yeah, because it's a taco. It's called spaghetti taco. The question would be: is there a National Spaghetti Day, and would I eat spaghetti taco on National Spaghetti Day? I think it would cross over, and that would qualify for both days.
So if I made a ham sandwich and put it in a hard shell and call it a ham sandwich taco, would it be a crossover then?
So you'd have to put the sandwich. So you have the bread. It's an actual sandwich that you're putting into this taco shell.
Absolutely.
Sure. I think that would qualify.
What sandwich did you just put inside a taco?
A ham sandwich.
That's gross.
Do you
first of
have
all.
cheese on it?
Oh yeah, probably Swiss cheese. I mean, I just want to make sure you understand fully all the specifics.
He wants you to
Any
understand
condiments?
his level of depravity. That's what he's going for here.
Of course, condiments. Mayo, of course. Oregano, of course. I've already listed all this.
Sorry, I'm late. Well, let me ask this: do you use that hippie bread?
Dave's
thank you.
Killer Bread?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best. I absolutely do. Yes.
That's elitist bread, Forrest.
I don't like crunch in my bread
Thank
unless
you.
it's from the crust.
Exactly.
When I get into the middle, I don't need a crunch from a seed or nut or something else. That's just awful.
See, other than not knowing where he lives, he's spot on all this stuff.
No, you're absolutely wrong in this. The seeds are good for you, man.
Can we
It's
go
just
back to
adding
spaghetti
a
taco?
larger
No, they're not.
It's just a protein punch for you, man.
That's weird too. You're talking about protein punches in my food. But can we
Yes.
go back to spaghetti taco because I missed that whole thing.
I don't want to talk about spaghetti taco because
What
that's
I
aberration.
need to talk. It needs to be talked about.
Well,
Is it
what
just
would you?
what it sounds like?
Yeah. So you make spaghetti, get taco shells, and you put the spaghetti into the taco shell.
Like a hard shell?
Yeah, hard shell. Yeah. Now this isn't something that we invented. We saw it on a show when my daughter was younger, on a Nickelodeon show, and she wanted that for her birthday one year. And now it's stuck. So we have the spaghetti taco.
Can I put
Good
meatballs?
enough that the adults
Yes.
were like, we got to try it again.
What was that?
It was good enough that the adults in the family were like, oh, we need to have this for a meal.
Yeah.
And the corn tortilla is not weird.
No, not at all. And you said meatballs? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we put a meat sauce. So you get the meat sauce with spaghetti.
I'm
Yeah.
totally gonna do this, and the
Do
kids
it.
are all gonna eat it, and they're gonna
Mhm.
love it probably.
They will.
Do you have garlic bread with it?
I guess you could have some garlic bread, but
What
I
if
would-
you
don't
rolled
ordinarily
the
have
garlic bread, rolled the garlic bread up like a taco shell?
well, then it's not a taco shell.
On the taco shell itself.
Put the garlic onto the taco shell?
The garlic butter, yeah, coat the inside of the taco shell with the garlic butter.
I like it.
Mm,
I like it.
yeah. Yeah, I like that.
That satisfies my garlic bread requirement with them eating spaghetti.
I actually think that kind of should be a requirement. I feel like I've really missed out. I've really missed out that my family doesn't always have garlic bread with spaghetti because I think it should be a requirement. I
agree, and it
That's a
should
good
be
perspective.
from freshly milled wheat that we grew out back.
Yep.
Maybe Forrest could grow it for us. He's a very patient gardener, I hear.
Maybe with some sunflower seeds in there and maybe some sprouted oats or something. That sounds wonderful.
I feel vindicated right now because I've been saying the same thing about this bread that my wife and those people also eat. I do not like it when you eat a piece of bread and it's like bugs got into it or something. And it's
Where are you? What era are you from when you still think that those people is an acceptable thing to say? I mean, come on, man.
I'm sorry. Those people from New Jersey, Daryl excluded.
Thank you, because I do not want to crunch my bread either.
Oh, good.
Oh my goodness.
That's the rational choice.
Pete, help me, Pete. You're my only hope.
White bread, Wonder Bread. If it ain't Wonder Bread, it ain't worth it.
Now we've gone the other way. There's no happy medium here.
I don't understand the need to have seeds in the middle of the loaf of bread. What is why?
Tell me what the need for not having it is. Because this need word just doesn't make any sense to me.
The need for not having it?
Yeah.
A meal. Like I have a meal.
That's not for. Do you mill
we
all?
Evolved.
Do you
we
mill
can
all
actually
sunflower
produce
seeds?
flour.
Is that what happens? Mill all sunflower seeds. So you only have sunflower. Sunflower flour.
I think Forrest has just hit on it. The bread you're eating is actually the reject flour from the bad mill, where they're unable to mill the entire thing.
It's not kernels of wheat or anything like that. It's actual nuts.
Oh, gosh.
It's delicious. Have you even tried it?
I have tried similar breads.
How do you?
And I hate every single one of them. So
I
will
can't
not try your hippie bread.
Look, I can't help that you guys refuse to be right about this. It's that simple.
Whatever. We have
Daryl.
Yes.
Is it always a hard shell with the spaghetti taco, or can you go with the soft shell?
I think every time we've had it, it's been the hard shell. I don't think we've ever had soft. What's that? My daughter's in the other room listening.
She heard spaghetti taco.
We had spaghetti tacos? Never. Okay. You cannot. She says you cannot have the soft shell in the spaghetti taco.
Not traditional.
Okay. It's not traditional.
You know,
She's like, why would you even entertain that thought, Dad?
Daryl, I think your daughter's going to make a better Presbyterian.
I think so too.
I love it.
I think so too. When we were going through the Westminster with the pastor, she was answering every question. She's like looking at me like when I was getting them wrong. I'm like, what? So she's like, give me that eye. I'm like, sorry.
I love it.
Oh, did we lose?
Don't blow this for us, Dad.
No, exactly.
Pete had to go.
All right. Yeah, you're right. Pete did have to drop out. It's
right,
it's a little late for an upper Midwesterner. So
now, do you have to stay up all night when you're on call, Forrest?
No.
You just have to be ready to get up in the middle of the night. Yeah. We have a question from one of the producers, which is odd, and I don't even understand it. Would you consider funding disc golf courses around the U.S. to hire Course Marshal Joe?
what does that mean?
No idea.
But no, I probably wouldn't consider funding.
I think that's the right answer.
Well, you know, I don't think any of us would be pro taxation in order to have Course Marshal Joe hired anywhere.
If that's what I
think that's where he's going with, because I mean,
no, I can't imagine that's where he would be going.
Well, I mean, he thinks Bourbon Bets has the money to do that.
Well, we do have a very large budget, as you can tell from the production quality of this stream right now.
Oh, very helpfully, the producers just said correct.
Wow. All right.
I don't know what we're gonna do with these producers you found. I don't know where you found them. Did you just pull up in front of Home Depot and grab the first two people you saw?
It does feel that way, doesn't it? Now, part of this, I hate to bait and switch you guys, but part of today's show
Lies.
is actually to test our marketing for our products, and obviously we're big Kilometrongs supporters. So, do you know, based on all the advertisements and all of the product placement you've seen, which countries Kilometrongs are available in?
Oh, they're actually available?
Oh. Okay, well,
That's a question?
That's a data point right there.
We got to fire that marketing agency.
I think that they're the same people that are the producers. All right, so we failed there. Yes, they're available. And they're available in time for Festivus if you order soon.
Yeah. What's the cutoff date? I can't remember.
I don't think we said soon.
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Cutoff date is soon.
Are there only yellow handles, or can I get it in?
No. Custom colors.
No, every
tie dye
Kilometrongs is bespoke manufactured by hand.
He just said tie-dye.
Oh, he said tie-dyed?
Yeah.
Yes, but it's an upcharge.
Significant.
Yeah. Is there animal print handles? Is there,
like
zebra,
actual like leather
leopard.
or leopard?
Well, yeah, leather too.
Leather?
Like
not leather, but leopard skin. Yeah, we could get that.
Okay.
They won't be here by Festivus.
No. No, we got to pay the poachers.
We're gonna have to pay the poacher, and then smuggle them in and pay the.
You always gotta pay the poacher.
You always gotta pay the poacher. So back to the original question. Now that you know that they're available, what countries are they available in?
The United States.
That's one.
That's one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You only have 193 more to go.
Russia. You are correct.
Yes, Russia.
Ukraine.
Yes.
Yes, that's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Belarus.
Yes.
Yeah.
They seem like a Soviet bloc kind of instrument.
You're only saying that because of the handle color.
You know what? So I want to say that in my own home, Kilometrongs were made use of for 3 different purposes today.
Mm-hmm.
Opening a window, unlocking a door, and socks of unknown origin. They performed admirably in all 3 categories.
And just so you guys know, he actually has the alternate angled Kilometrongs.
That's correct.
Useful for a little more than the regular model. You can upgrade. There's 2 models. Mm-hmm. We're gonna have to do better. We're gonna have to repost a picture here.
Yeah. I think I posted a picture of the alternate model today, so you'll have to look into that.
All right, order soon for Festivus delivery.
Yep.
And if you want anything weird like tie dye, now would those be for you or is that a gift?
No, for me.
Of course.
Really? Because I was thinking that was more of a Edmund Brayton. The tie dye I thought would be appropriate for him.
It might have to be. It might have to be a giveaway.
Actually, no. His should be red, white, and blue, shouldn't they?
Yeah, probably. Although the greatest thing was, I think this last Lord's Day when we stopped by there for lunch or whatever, he goes, either this one or the one before. He was like, now, tell me about these guys on Twitter that I've been conversing with.
No, don't do that.
Please reassure him that it's not just that, like, a total joke. I actually really, really, really enjoy interacting with you, Jeff.
He's hilarious.
He's a really great guy.
Oh my gosh. Can you tell your wife to stop posting pictures?
She's marketing.
Oh, well then I don't have the Kalamatons here. We should get a picture of those. Uh-oh. Daryl's on the move.
On the move.
Had one more map I wanted to show to. Oh, this is the one. Hang on.
So Daryl,
Yes.
I'm sorry to keep harping on this. So it's
Please.
just normal spaghetti. Spaghetti tacos.
Yeah, I mean, you could use. I'm sure you can use linguine if you want, or fettuccine, some angel hair. But usually we just go with the regular spaghetti, some sauce.
Does this go over well with the Italians up in that region?
Well, we didn't really expose it to the Italians yet. I mean, my mother-in-law's Italian. I think she had it once. And she might have looked at me funny, but I'm still here. So, you know,
Well,
it worked out well. You know, the first time I had spaghetti over their house when I was dating my wife, there was egg in the sauce, and I've never seen that before. I guess it's an Italian thing. You put it in like a fried egg in the sauce.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is going
It's
on?
like is that the carbonara?
Carbonara, yeah.
Yeah.
Carbonara effect? What?
Yeah. Carbonara. Carbonara?
Carbonara, I think.
Yeah. But
So
it was good.
I want to warn you though, because that seems like very limited exposure to the Italians of New Jersey. Now that you've been on TV in the Great Plains state of Oklahoma, things have changed.
Oh, you actually said it's Great Plains.
Well, I figure I can say that. Whoa. What's going on?
Oh, high tech.
What is?
I thought that, you know, what was going on tonight when, is this where Kalamatons are available?
No. We established they're available in all countries.
Oh.
Shipping times may vary. This is a different map. I would like you guys to tell me what this is a map of.
Okay. Yeah.
The world.
No. All right.
No, what specifically are the countries in red?
This is a map of Bourbon Bet's listener locations.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, we have further reach than this, believe it or not. Pete says, sorry he had to bolt so quickly. His wife needed cream of tartar for the Play-Doh.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I always wonder what that was for.
That may be the only use.
So this is Burma, now known as Myanmar, and this is Liberia. And this country here, I don't know what it's called.
Mm-hmm. Uzbekistan, I think.
Uzbekistan. These are the only countries who have remained pure in their usage of the imperial measurement system. All other countries have folded to the godless metric system. So these are the last holdouts on the planet. So we are in solidarity with Myanmar and Liberia.
And so we should be.
And so we should be.
That can't be real. That's really the truth.
That's real.
Oh my word.
It's a real map.
That map. It's real.
I mean, that's just as real as, you know. I'm being sent pictures of Kalamatons for some reason. Am I supposed to be sharing that? This is the this is the can you see that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is the alternate model.
Alternate model. You see the little bit of curl there.
You know what that works best for, guys? Just so you know, that works wonderfully for passing glass bottles filled with alcohol from person to person.
Are they 6 feet long so we can social distance?
No, they're
we have our R&D team working on that right now to be able to extend them.
They look about 3 feet. So if somebody
They're
else has
nearly
one,
a yard long already. Yes, we think with enough research we could get them out to 6 feet and still maintain the structural integrity. And they will weigh much more, so we might have to counterbalance the handle a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But this is all the work we're putting in right now.
Yeah,
we think it'll really help with the COVID communion situation.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
We noticed on Sunday that it was touch and go there with the store-bought regular plastic-ended tongs.
The gold-colored.
Gold-colored, yeah. It was disconcerting, distracting even. So we probably will have to change the handle color on these for communion, though. Any suggestions?
Purple.
Purple. To
The
match the
color?
wine? Is that we should color match the wine?
I'm not sure, but you could probably ask an Anglican.
Do I know any Anglicans?
Probably on Twitter.
We'll need to put a search out. We need an Anglican consultant for our design team. All right, that's all the maps I've got.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry. I do have one more. One last one.
I didn't realize that it was such a dressed up evening tonight with Blue Dolly there in his jacket.
Well, I had my jacket on, but it's too hot in here.
Well, you'll notice my response to everything that you have to say for us right here.
Love it.
All right, so here's our final map. What is this? Don't say the obvious. I'll give you a little hint. It has something to do with a recent Bourbon Bets episode.
It's where they have trolleys.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only place in the world where they call them shopping trolleys.
Bonus points there. Bonus.
And there's probably rude people that live there too that don't put them back where they belong.
Rumor has it there's even a hotline. Should you
can
find
report
an abandoned shopping trolley that you can call?
They don't have the lock when you leave the parking lot, like it locks up.
Actually,
no one
they
there
probably
cares about
do.
quarters now for some reason.
No quarters.
It's no quarters November there.
No quarters November. So that's bad because that means you can't unlock the carts to get into the store, right?
Right.
Ooh.
Isn't Aldi a German company? So we should probably color in Germany here too. All right, so Daryl gets the extra bonus points for
Thank
this
you.
episode.
I hope the producers are tracking points.
I thought that was the droid's job.
No, the droid said he has no contract for live shows.
Oh, okay.
I think he just got upset about there being producers, and that's why he wiggled his way in here.
That sounds right.
Are those the producers that are muted down there?
That's right, yes. That's the best way to have producers. Keep them muted. And children.
Just find a silent one like Presbycast started with. Get you a mute one.
If we could keep them silent.
Yeah. Talk about revolutionizing your life.
A universal mute button. All right, my Twitter's blowing up here. It's mostly Mrs. Pie, though, so probably just...
So I have a question for everyone.
Okay.
For bonus points, of course. What empress gave John Paul Jones a Navy job after his American military career?
Can we get a year?
Why would I give you a year? Why would I do that?
It probably won't help.
I'm not giving you a year. If you
What
don't
emperor-
know when John Paul Jones ended his military career, you're one sad American. Okay.
I am.
Is he the bass player for Led Zeppelin?
Yes. So probably like the Queen then, right? Queen Elizabeth.
I said Empress.
Empress Queen Elizabeth. I don't know.
No, you're wrong.
Empress Buttercup.
That's a better answer. John Paul Jones, yes.
Forrest, do you have a guess? Or
Pocahontas.
as a matter of fact, no.
Like it's somewhere in between Led Zeppelin and Pocahontas.
It was Catherine the Great of Russia.
Now she did what for him?
She gave him a job.
So that would be like early 1900s?
Yeah.
Can
Early 1900s.
Oh, Catherine the Great.
Yes, Catherine.
Mid 1800s or 1830s?
Early 1800s, right?
I don't know. This is your trivia question. I don't even know where you're
my
getting
goodness. John Paul Jones served in what war?
I don't know. I'm not a naval historian.
Oh,
If you let me know in advance, we can book one for the next show.
So sad. Actually, I would love to have somebody on and talk about Lord Nelson for a while. That would be wonderful.
You can do that show solo.
Ow. So
What job did she give him?
she gave him a Navy job.
He was already in the Navy.
I know.
Yeah.
Wait.
He was he was a rear admiral, and he was on the flagship Vladimir, and this was in 1782.
So she just hired a mercenary?
Yeah.
Did she make him a front admiral now? Because he was rear.
No, he wasn't. He got hired by her to be a rear admiral.
I really like front admiral.
Front admiral. Sad.
Front Admiral Nelson. Where are you getting these questions?
For me to know.
Whocares.com?
Exactly. Thank you.
Do
You
you
should
want
have
more?
was asking before you joined.
Would you like more?
No.
No? Okay, then I've got one. Who was also known as the Scourge of God? Seems like you guys should know that.
Scourge of God. Constantine.
Andrew Jackson.
Sorry, Forrest?
Andrew Jackson.
No. Constantine? No. Of course not.
Of course not.
Leif
Think of it-
Erikson.
Think of it as the religious leaders of the time would have referred to this man as a punishment from God.
Vlad the Impaler.
You're getting closer.
Genghis Khan.
No, but very close now.
This is too much work.
Okay, it's Fred Rogers. No, it's Attila the Hun. Attila the Hun. Come on.
Oh, I was right in between. I had him pinned in.
I told you were right there.
Fred Rogers is a better answer.
Fred Rogers.
Got a lot of dead air here. Sounds like we need another question.
I have a question.
Okay.
How long are we going to keep this going?
Until there's a winner awarded. The producers, I mentioned that the producers needed to be No, wow. I'm so flustered by the.
I don't know until you know
by these producers.
Well, we can't let other podcasts beat us in length, so we have to go at least that long and until the winner is declared, I guess.
Right. But we don't even know if the producers are tracking the points so that we can award a winner.
Producers, one of you speak up. Are you tracking the points? Producers, are you still there?
Gigabad is tracking the points.
You know what that was right there?
That was
I'll be
classic.
the first one to answer and shove it onto the other guy.
That was classic. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Gigabad,
I did actually answer first.
Are we getting close to a winner?
You will not be told till the end.
Which we don't know when the end is. So.
No.
Here at Bourbon Bets, we major in circular logic. All right, we need another trivia question then. I guess we. It sounds like the only two that had staying power are these two, so one of them has to be the winner. And
what do we win? Is there a prize?
that has
Sure.
determined.
Sure, there's a prize. We don't know what it is, but yes, there's a prize.
Because one of us already won before. One of the prizes.
Oh,
I'm already at -10, so I think you're trending in the right
Are
direction.
you referring to the hot sauce you won and you're at a -10?
No, tonight. Ask Gigabed what my score is. I think it's just -10.
That is correct.
But you're
Right,
not.
you can still come back though. There are no rules in the bylaws stating you can't win multiple times in a row, unlike other contests. We like winners. So if you win, you're the winner.
Speaking of that, what did American Harlan David Sanders give to the world in the 1930s?
Oh, that's easy. I'm going to step out of this one since we need
fried chicken.
How did you know that?
Because you said his name.
Is that the Colonel?
Of course I did. Look, I asked a few questions. Nobody knows anything. Of course I got to make it easy.
Everybody knows who Harlan Sanders is. Come on.
Okay, fine. You want to be harder than that, but easier than my other ones?
Like a little harder than Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, but not like Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready? You're not ready.
Ready.
In 1978, what terrorist group kidnapped and murdered former Italian Prime Minister Aldo Moro?
Went a little dark. I didn't think we were doing the Russian literature thing until wintertime.
This is Italian.
All right. What terrorist group?
Yeah.
In what year? I shouldn't be answering these. We need
1978.
1978.
1978.
That was like 10 years before Forrest was born.
Close.
La Casa Nostra.
Incorrect.
Yeah, I figured.
You're not Why are you answering?
I'm giving wrong answers to eliminate them for these guys, so they don't. I'm helping.
Clearly. All right. Is this one too hard?
Yeah,
pass.
Nobody knows this.
Okay, this is the Red Brigade. Come on.
Oh,
that's right.
I remember reading about that just last week.
Okay. All right, here we go. What is British politician William Hague's middle name?
James.
Don't tell me this is
Oliver.
No, Oliver is incorrect. That's a nice guess, though. Daryl?
He said James.
Oh, he did? I missed it.
Mm-hmm.
Close. It's Jefferson. I thought you'd get it because of Bill Clinton. All right.
Hey, That's
Yes.
minus 20 points for you for political talk. Mentioning a politician's name.
Oh, shoot. All right. Well, who was the first left-hander to serve 2 terms as U.S. president?
Thomas
Barack
Jefferson
Obama.
Clinton.
That's correct. Except
Is
not
it-
Thomas Jefferson.
No, isn't his name
It's William Jefferson.
William? Oh, I think it's Thomas Jefferson. I think he has 4 names. Look it up.
Stop. All right. This is the one now, because I'm sure you guys are both men of poetry, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, we all read the Psalms.
What did Keats call a season of mists and mellow fruitfulness? This actually ties into your tropical fruit as well. So, should be easy. A season of mists and mellow fruitfulness.
Singleness.
I love it, but it's wrong.
Summer.
Oh, so close.
Spring.
Autumn.
Mm.
All right. Okay. Easy one. What year was construction of the Sistine Chapel completed in?
Someone's typing, looking for the answer.
It was me.
1347.
You are over 100 years off.
1437. Yeah.
1481. Come on, guys. My word.
Mm.
All right. Do you want me to try a different category instead of history? Is this the problem?
I think so. Yeah.
How about the arts?
No.
Entertainment.
Well, yeah. I mean, we know Forrest is an expert on pop music, so.
Oh, never mind. We can't do that then. We're going geography. We've already been using maps.
Mm-mm. He's no good at geography either.
Oh, that's right. He doesn't know where he lives. All right. Well, let's try this anyway. Just the one or two. What was Bangladesh formerly known as before it attained independence?
The country formerly known as, or now known as Bangladesh.
It was actually just a symbol. You're wrong.
Croatia.
That's correct. Move along. Next question.
Come on. East Pakistan. I thought everyone knew that. In what country do people speak the language they call Nihongo?
Nihongo.
Mm-hmm.
Japan.
Nihongo. That's the no.
No.
Congo.
No. Actually, Brimstone Deacon eliminated the correct answer of Japan.
I'm sorry. I'm going to mute myself now.
You should. All right. Let's go for like a lightning round. Okay, they're going to be easy. I want to go back and forth. I'm going to go to Daryl first, then I'm going to go to Forrest for the follow up if Daryl gets this. Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
All right. You ready, Daryl?
Yes.
Which bird is the national bird of Angola?
Pelican.
Wrong. The red-crested turco. What natural wonder of the world lies off the east coast of Australia? Forrest.
Easter Isle.
Incorrect. The Great Barrier Reef.
I like this answer. made sense.
Daryl, what city located on the Mississippi River is known as the Gateway to the West?
Tulsa. Sorry.
Jackson.
What?
Jackson.
St. Louis. All right.
Arch.
St. Louis is not a real place. Stop.
Forrest, which city has the world's largest castle complex?
Paris.
Incorrect. Prague.
Castles of Paris.
All right. Okay. Be prepared, Daryl. In which two European countries can you hear residents speaking Basque? Or if you're an American, Basque.
Basque. With a Q.
France and Italy.
Oh, so close. France and Spain.
So close. 50% credit, though.
All right. Forrest, you have a 5-second limit for this. You got to belt this one out really quick. What is the only U.S. state with 4 consecutive consonants uninterrupted by spaces?
California.
Incorrect. New Hampshire. All right.
Did you say American city?
New Hampshire.
I think his connection is broken.
All right.
I think we need to demand a refund from Zoom for this month's bill.
Sarah, where does the famous running of the bulls take place?
Pamplona.
Whoa, very good. All right, Forrest. In your defense, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. If you are at Chicago's Comiskey Park, what sport would you be watching?
Baseball.
That's correct. We're back at the tie.
Would you actually be watching baseball?
Probably just eating a hot dog.
Yeah. Drinking a beer.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't go to Comiskey, rather go to Wrigley.
Yeah.
Would you then be watching baseball?
Yeah.
But do you really watch? I mean, you sort of watch baseball when you go to the park, right? But it's really more of a social thing.
Baseball's horrible now to watch.
Says a guy that watches the NBA. All right, Daryl.
Yes.
What European nation still pledges its allegiance to a foreign monarch in its own national anthem?
Good one.
Ireland.
Never.
Netherlands. That's correct. Here we go. Forrest, what mountain is the tallest point in Greece?
I have no idea.
Mount Olympus. Yeah. I need you to kick yourself. All right. This one. Okay. All right.
I have a question.
Okay. Go for it. Do I get the answer?
Yeah. What university's mascot is a tree? This is a listener submitted question, just so you know.
South Carolina.
Do what?
Oh no. Oh, I know this.
You do?
Yeah.
I'll be sad if you know this. What university's mascot?
It's Stanford.
Oh my gosh, it is. Did you just Google that?
Of course I did. Are you crazy? How would anybody know that?
I don't know. I was told to quiz them by Mrs. Pie on obscure college mascots.
But they're called the Cardinals. But yes, it is a tree.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Stanford tree.
I'm
Are
not the
you
only one that
are you an
do that.
aficionado of obscure college mascots?
Maybe. I don't know what it.
I think anyone who lives south of anyone else has a better chance of getting obscure college mascots. So I feel like in the north, we just don't even care about college football.
Because you guys stink. You're not any good.
We stink. We play.
Well, I don't actually personally play, so I don't.
Weird.
I don't know what all this "we" stuff is.
Yeah. Let's start a team.
But you guys play like CFL, like Canadian football rules. Your field's a little bit longer, a little bit wider.
Much more exciting game. Yeah.
You know what? I think for Festivus, Forrest, we're gonna get him like an atlas or a map of the world or something. So.
Oh goodness.
Subscription to Khan Academy, like Geography 101, something. I don't know.
These are really hard questions. All right, I got a good one for you guys. What A word means the same as toxophyllite? Very simple. A toxophyllite is an archer.
It's a what?
An archer.
All right. I haven't. I'm being told that I have to ask for a college, and you will give me the mascot.
Oh, you say the college will give you the mascot?
That's what I'm being told.
Okay.
Delta. What did I say? I say the mascot, or I say the college? I say the college. Delta State University.
That's not a real place.
Mud hens.
It's a vegetable.
The broccoli.
Tomato.
The fighting okra.
Yes.
Sure.
I think. All right, I'll give you one more.
Oh wait, I got an idea. You ask college mascots to us three. I'll ask Old Testament Bible trivia to you, and we'll
whoever going to answer first. There's probably some crossover here. These are all terrible. Do you really know that many of them?
Enough to, I guess, evidently impress my wife.
All right, where's the Gorlock from? You know the Gorlock?
The Gorlock?
The Gorlock.
You should have probably specified Division 1.
Oh, okay. Some things are below you, is that what you're saying?
There's just, too many. Like, NAIA schools are just a little bit tough.
Sounds elitist to me, but all right. How about the blue hen?
Delaware.
That's not Division 1.
No. But for some reason, I don't know why he isn't getting points taken off for his political speech.
What?
Who?
Brimstone.
What'd I say?
Oh, did you not see that? I don't know. You're just bringing up Delaware.
Oh,
and who could have been an eagle.
You're right. Sad. Mine's
I should have blocked this whole section out of the map. You know what? I will take my punishment.
By what name is Theodore Kaczynski better known?
Oh.
Ted.
No.
Ted Kaczynski. Oh, Unabomber.
No.
Yes.
No. Second cousin 3 times removed.
I think we've reached the end of the show.
Of course, it's the Unabomber. Yes, who may also be related to me. Believe it or not.
Stop it.
Hey.
Believe it.
All right. One final question, and then we'll get whatever that guy's name is, the producer, to give us the score.
Oh, I'm supposed to ask this question?
Well, I can ask one, but it'll be like, what is 2 + 2?
5.
Now or in a couple weeks?
What is the 9th sign of the zodiac?
Oh, no.
9 signs of the zodiac.
Awful.
Pisces?
Hold on, I gotta check. No, that's incorrect.
You had a 1 in 12 chance. Sorry.
Yeah.
Forrest, can you rescue this?
The 9th sign of the zodiac.
Yeah.
I don't know who the 9th person the Zodiac killer got.
That is correct.
That's the correct answer. Yes.
Correct.
Man.
Sagittarius.
Tally. We need the tally. We need a drum roll.
Okay, here it is. In last place with negative 29 points,
Brimstone Deacon.
Blue Dolly.
What?
Oh. Oh.
In second to last place with negative 10 points, Brimstone Deacon.
It's fair.
You know, I never got a fact wrong. How did I get -20? I want justification behind the score.
Elitism.
I don't hear the producer saying.
Read your shirt for the response.
In third place with 10 points,
Third.
Bourbon Ghost.
Oh. Very good. Very good.
In second place with 13 points.
You're forgetting somebody.
Yeah, you lost somebody.
You don't have the right number of people, even, producer.
I have them, but they have lost so bad that they're not on the scoreboard.
Is Presby Bard on the scoreboard?
Yeah, he is.
So he won?
No, wait a minute.
No.
Is Pete on the scoreboard?
Yes. I will give you the numbers.
So Forrest and Daryl lost so bad that they're not even on the scoreboard.
No, they're both on the scoreboard.
Oh, my word.
So to answer your question, Daryl, yes, this is the new math.
Excellent.
Oh, good.
Today's pickle jar count.
I want everyone to know I did not hire these producers. Okay?
Me either.
Bourbon Droid recruited us.
All right, continue.
Not all surprised.
In second place with 13 points, Forrest Braden.
With
In
13 points?
13 points. He
Okay.
came back from negative 10.
All right.
Oh.
That's a solid effort.
In first place with 16 points, Daryl, almost Presby.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. You can send my award to, and I'll be waiting a few months probably for it ever arrives.
Well, no, because
No.
we don't use the postal service.
Okay. Okay.
Our
I'm sorry. I'm
packages
just so
arrive right
jaded.
on
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You're jaded.
I'm just-
I realize you're
yeah.
jaded.
I'm still waiting for that wonderful, wonderful gift. But
Every
Okay.
single package that the show has sent has arrived on time. So
Oh, that's not true. It wasn't on time, remember? It got delayed.
that was due to the recipient, I believe. I blame the recipient.
I see. Sure.
So wait a minute, producer. What about the other people that you didn't name?
Pete had 0.
Okay, well,
That's actually a
zero's a
solid
number.
effort. On this game show, 0 is a good score.
True. And
Fine.
who was
Third.
the-
Presby
He-
Bart.
Oh,
Yes.
Presby.
I gave him 0.
I gave him 0.
You just randomly assigned 0?
I have been assigning numbers the entire time. There was no point where I was not deducting or adding score to someone's points.
Like literally like every second?
Every time someone spoke.
Wow.
He's been hanging around with Bourbon Droid too long.
Way too much.
All right, it looks like I'm being paged.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think I am too.
Yeah.
You guys have a good evening.
Let me go.
You too. Thanks for joining. This was
Yeah,
fun.
thanks for coming in,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Thanks.
I hope you laughed a little.
All right. Later.
All right. See ya.
Goodbye.
All right. Even the producers are leaving.
Yep.
I have not left. I'm not leaving. I'm not
Still
going
here.
anywhere.
So this has been a most interesting experiment.
It has. We're still live.
Yeah.
Are you in the... You could turn the lights on in the booth. I don't know why. It's all black.
I found my way into
This
Blue
one's in the
Dollar's
liquor
heart.
store for some reason.
The producer is actually in my heart. Except, no, there's some white spots. The candy.
Some white spots. It's like the black hole.
Yep.
All right. I think we're going to sign off. We're going to call this a successful first live call-in show.
Yes. Yep. Definitely successful. We did it.
And no hate mail, hopefully.
No. Lots of hate mail.
Oh, send hate mail. Send the hate mail.
Yeah, we want hate mail.
bourbonbets@gmail.com.
That might be more entertaining than our attempt at a live show.
Those go directly to the producers, so I'm fine with it.
Yes. Send all hate mail to Gigabadstop.
It will be deleted immediately and left unread.
With extreme prejudice.
How will you know it's hate mail if you didn't read it?
Exactly. Well, if it's mail to us, it's hate mail.
The only reason it would be sent to me. Hate mail.
I swear I just saw flies on a sticky tape. Yep, I see them.
Those are flies.
That's how we end our show. Dead flies.
Right. Well, I think it was successful in that we only had a couple infractions of the rules.
Yep. One by you.
Because I mentioned the state.
Hey, don't mention it again.
I didn't say it.
By you.
Say it. But I do want to leave us with the map of the Midwest. And we will be making this shot right here the thumbnail for the video.
I love it. I love it.
All right. Say goodnight.
Good night.
Signing off.